Hey guys, in this video we're going to discuss VID day number 37. But before we move on to the steps for this video, I wanted to show you the changes I made to my website. I used this website here listed under number 2 on day 36, and it takes you to this website which shows you 50 different color schemes with the specific colors used. So I thought this website was super helpful, and of course I picked the one with Kevin McAllister on it because I'm a big fan of both blue and orange. So I actually used these exact colors on my website, but not in the same way. I played around with it a little bit to achieve this look, and I kept light blue as my background and orange for my border and a darker blue for my headings. But I also applied this background color to my headings, which I think I'm going to keep. I think it makes it stand out a little bit more. So hopefully you guys have a chance to play around with the color scheme on your website. So the next part of the project is to create a logo for your website, and this is pretty cool. So if you click on VID8 and you open up cooltext.com, it brings you to this website here. And there's actually, I think, 100 some different text styles. And be aware that you can change the color and the font of any of these styles. So a lot of students like, the ones that are moving and just the ones that stand out. So I'll let you guys browse through those. Know that there's a couple different pages if you click down here. But for purposes of this video, I am just going to choose the first one called Keen. Now, what I'd like to do is create an image that goes at the very top of the page that says welcome to, because I have this text here that says the personal website of Mrs. Kelly Kearns, and I want to put welcome to on the top of the page. Now, students a lot of times use this to create their name. And a lot of students just put a quote on there. You can really put whatever you want. As long as you have one of these on your page, you are good. So let me just quickly show you how to use this. So like I said, I'm going to use the text welcome to. And I can make this size a little bit smaller, which I'm going to do because I don't want it quite so large. I want it a little larger though. It's one of those things you just have to kind of play around with, right? And there's actually different fonts that you can use. One thing I don't like about this site is it doesn't show you a preview up here of the fonts, but if you wanted to look down here for the different fonts, you can see them. So you can, of course, change up your font there. So for now, I'm just going to go with the font, the default font for this particular one. But I might change it later. I'll see. All right. So I'm going to stick with the text welcome to, and I'm going to click on the logo tab. My start color and my end color. You guys do not need to change this. But if you want to, you can make it match the colors on your website. So I actually want to match it to this orange, and I want it to be like the exact same orange. So the orange I used for that is 579E02 hexadecimal code. So I'm going to copy that here, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to do that. And if you want, you can actually create like a gradient. So say I wanted to take it from that orange to this blue, I could actually do that. I mean, this is just, something if you wanted to be a little bit creative with your logo, you can do that and just click horizontal gradient, and it creates like that look, which is kind of cool. So that may or may not look good on the site, but I'm going to go with it for now. You can also pick your outline color if you wanted that to be different. I'm just going to stick with black and just make it a little bit more wider. And if you wanted to, you can also create a shadow on there as well, which would, basically just give it a shadow. And you can see the live preview up here. I'm not really seeing much difference there. But once you have all of these settings how you want them, what you can do is if you're on your iPad, you're going to hold down the logo and choose add to photos, and that's going to save it to your camera roll. Or if you're on a regular computer, you can click save image as. And when you go back to code.org on your website, you're going to add the image. So if you remember back from way back when we were at school, you click on add image and then you upload the file and then you find your file in your camera roll or wherever. So this uploads it to your site and it's a big long name, but of course you can change that. And usually code.org does some weird thing, but then eventually you see your image there. So I'm going to change it to just say logo. And if you notice, it's a PNG file, which you want to keep. So we're going to change this, or we're going to add this in the index.html file. So I want this to be the very first thing on my website. So I'm going to put it as the very first tag in the body section above any of my other tags. And then I'm going to type the tag for adding an image, which is image src. And this particular one is logo.png, so I'm going to add that. And then, of course, we always want our alt there in case it doesn't load. And we want to put the alt in quotation marks and then close it up. So here it is added there at the top of the page. Now, of course, I am particular. I want this to be centered. So let me just quickly review how to center this particular logo if you want to center your logo. So going back to style.css, and if you want, and I actually do want to center my other pictures here, but you would just want to, add some type of tag here that centered your image. So we would want to use the IMG selector, or you may already have that. You want to set the margin to auto and display to block, and that's all you need to do to center that. So once you do that, it will center that logo for you. So you want your margin to be set to auto and your display to block for your image if you want to center your logo in the CSS. And I actually like how that looks. It works with my color scheme, so I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of how to use cooltext.com to create a cool logo for your website. So next week, we're going to put the finishing touches on your website. For now, finish out your Journal 8 and turn it in. And next week, like I said, finishing touches on that website you've been working on for so long. Great job, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.